things when I talked to Michael Jordan. He said the key yesterday to the win was everybody stepped up. I asked him to assess his play in the first 3 games of this series, and he said he's very proud about his defense and his rebounding, getting 11, 16, and then 9 yesterday. I said, what about your scoring? He said, well, I'm not too concerned about my scoring because over the years I've found that in order to win a championship, defense is what's important. Mark?
By the bound. So the Bulls lead. Leitner beat the Bulls down court, but Jordan able to recover and came up with a block shot.
He looks like he wants to get into the flow and make a contribution.
Kerr, rebounded by Jordan. Michael Jordan with 9 points, and the Bulls now lead 36-22.
Running the floor hard, and with Dikembe Mutombo out of the game, a lot more opportunities in and around the basket for second shots, and that's
his first half. Jordan able to slip away. Crowd was looking for a traveling violation, and Michael enjoyed that move.
Well, Michael's smiling because he didn't think that shot was going to go in. First of all, he was drifting to his right. It looked like the shot was going to go off on the right. But when you're hot, you're hot.
Henderson backing Pippen. And again, the Bulls collectively to the board, and Pippen and Henderson had words. And Pippen being ushered aside.
Well, you rarely see Scottie Pippen get into any kind of altercation with another player, but he felt that Alan Henderson, after this missed shot, in an attempt to go back up there, just pulled him down, which is what he did. And then the leg whip over the top. Good wrestling move by Alan Henderson.
They double up on Jordan. Finds the open man. Luke Longley. Well, the gamble didn't pay as Mutombo came up high to help out on Jordan, and it left Longley open.
And that's what's back-to-back situation. Michael Jordan looks very quick to me today. Even on that last sequence defensively, moving very quick. But you see him drifting there. Looked like that shot was going to go off right. That's why the little smirk on his face. And then the pick and the roll as Dikembe Mutombo unable to bother Michael Jordan's vision. And what the Bulls keep telling Luke Longley, make that roll and hard cut to the rim and look to expect the pass. It's there because Dikembe Mutombo is not doing a good job on pick-and-roll defense away from the hoop.
Longley, 773, and in overtime, Houston defeating Seattle, 110-106 for a 3-1 lead. Michael Jordan right back and having a conversation with some fans at courtside. He claims he was hit once again. 13 points for Jordan.
And conversations, not with Steve Smith, but with a number of fans on courtside. This time, Michael wanting to go up with a shot, little fadeaway there, so Smith really couldn't get to him, figuring next time anything close, he's going to get the benefit of the call because he didn't over-argue on the last time that he was touched on the elbow.
Very few players who have that kind of control to entertain themselves with the game within the game. Larry Bird used to do it. And Michael Jordan has been a master of doing it. A look at Michael during the course of this series, 34, then 27. Did not shoot well yesterday at 21 points, but so instrumental in that turn by the Bulls in the third quarter.
And very perimeter-minded, taking jump shots, but then warmed up, slicing between the defenders, taking it right to Mutombo, hustling back on defense to swat another one away from Leitner, and then the pick and perfect roll to Luke Longley and the old North Carolina point. And the shot chart, 6 for 11 from the field. You see the perimeter shots. Michael now starting to think more, drive to the basket, showing no respect for Mutombo. And I think the Bulls are in that mode right now. They don't care if Mutombo blocks some shots. They feel confident that they can get some second opportunities.
Bulls now lead by 9. But the Bulls right back in the third quarter. Halfway through, and the Bulls leading 60-44. Jordan with some, yes. Michael Jordan with 15. So Parrish on the front line with Jordan on the inbound. It counts and the foul.
Well, all the talk of the Hawks having a lot of confidence, and they should have, after almost winning game one in this series, winning convincingly, or I should say in fine fashion in game two, and other than the first half yesterday, have not shown the confidence because the ball's not going in the basket, but really, there is that tendency to not do it at the defensive end. They started out.
Well, Phil Jackson, in a unique contract circumstance, has a clause in his soon-to-expire contract which allows him to talk to any team not involved in the playoffs at this point. Of course, he could re-sign with Chicago. Where do things stand with Phil? We asked him about it.
We're up 2-1 against Atlanta, and that's where my focus is right now. Trying to be straight ahead. It's real tough. I have to be honest that it's, I'm caught in some very tempting things that are going on, but my focus has to be directly involved with the Bulls right now. Michael's, at the edge of his career. He's talking about loyalty. Scotty's a free agent here next year. We're looking at what's going to happen with him. There's a lot of things that are pulling at the strings of unity in this ball club, and I feel if I join in that, like disconnectedness that might happen, we might come apart if we don't really stay focused as to what our direction. Dennis, doing whatever he's doing in the outside world has somehow or other pulled the cohesiveness that we've been able to build over the course of a year and a half or two. So we really need to pull it back together.
Well, Phil Jackson.
Well, here's a steal by Kastner. Went for the stuff and blew it cleanly.
Well, I don't know if he changed his mind there, thinking Michael Jordan was going to challenge this shot, but it looked like Rick Kastner was going to be able just to lay this up, and just that little stunt by Michael.
Of 19 from the field. 77-62, Chicago. Luke Longley has returned. Ryan Williams out on fouls. Luke is playing with 5. Oh, what a move by Michael Jordan. Calls for time.
Well, Michael Jordan on a spectacular move, taking it up on the right side, hanging in the air, going for the reverse in almost what you might call a typical Michael Jordan play.
Longley was looking for Bushler along the baseline. Jordan had to adjust that shot with Leitner all over him. Michael, you got the ideas. Had a real fun day here.
I've never seen him smile so many times after not only made shots, but even when he's been hit on the arm. But during that timeout, once again, Phil Jackson getting all over his team for their lack of execution offensively. Michael just hanging in the air for the extra second or so to wait for Christian Leitner to go by, as North Carolina loves to do it to those guys from Duke that were right there for them.
It is extraordinary that Atlanta is in this game, shooting only 29%. Michael Jordan with a big bucket. He now has 23. And an
did maybe change the pivot foot there. Looked like his right foot was the initial pivot foot.
Oh, the rejection of Pippen. Here's Smith for three. Yes. Steve Smith, only one for his previous 12, able to hit to bring the Hawks within 5. A minute 10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Man of defense, Jordan in trouble. Hawks looking for a timeout. It's called a traveling violation. Called by Hugh Hollins on Michael Jordan.
Well, the Hawks have had fouls to give over the last minute or so they can afford to be very aggressive, to reach in there, try to get some steals, and if they don't get it, commit the foul, no harm done. But they were able to force the walk there.
Imagine what the thoughts are of Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan. Leitner is able to hit. Some history of controversial calls made by Hugh Hollins against the Chicago Bulls.
There you see it, 83-80.
Atlanta with a 16-2 run. They've outscored the Bulls 27-8. Oh, look out. Jordan taken down by Rick Kastner. Chicago with 2 timeouts and a 20. Atlanta with 3 left.
6'6", a tough defender, but that's a tough cover for him, trying to watch Leitner around the basket.
So live Tuesday back in Chicago. The Hawks desperately trying to tie the series after a steal by Jordan. And Michael Jordan extends to an 89-80 lead. Laylock for three. So the Bulls will go up 3 games to 1. The way this third quarter got underway, I should say the second half got underway, I don't think anyone thought that it would have been a battle down the stretch, but it turned out to be just that. Bulls led by 22 after 3. The Hawks close to 83-80 with 43 seconds left, but the Bulls with a rush able to pull it out, led by Jordan with 27 and Pippen with 26. Again, the final, Bulls 89, Hawks 80. Now, except on the West Coast, we take you directly to an all-new Third Rock from the Sun.